What is going on? Welcome to QB Unplugged with superstar NFL quarterback Deshaun Watson and myself, Quincy Avery, the quarterback consultant. Make sure you tap into Lockerverse, join the Dog Pound community so we can stay connected, tap in, like, subscribe, do all the stuff so you get notifications when we post up. This week, we're going to do something a little bit different. What? You want to tell them what we're doing or you want me to let the people know?
Let them know, man. Let them know.
All right, I'm going to let them know. We're going to give you guys a breakdown of a bunch of the film sessions that we've done throughout the 2023 season. Make sure we give you guys something to check out because my dog, Watt, he's in Saudi. I'm going to kick it off with this first play. And this is, to me, this is Caleb Williams, like, displaying a lot of different things. So they come out, they're going to get a little quarters coverage, you know, corner, safety, corner, and they're going to go play action. So what are you thinking when you go play action?
Play action, we know that the safeties got run responsibility also. So they got to play kind of two deals. You know, they can, depending on how they play in the quarters, you got the nickel, but that boundary safety, he got to help out with a little bit of the run play action. So he don't want to be late to that, you know, so he steps up a little bit. The field safety, he can play a little bit more zone-ish kind of to the field because you got the nickel help underneath. So that's what, you know, you see in this coverage right here. But, you know, you got to circle that boundary receiver because usually in quarters it's a lot of one-on-one outside, regardless to the field or the boundary, but mostly the boundary.
Hello.
Yeah.
And we got one-on-one coverage right here.
He got one-on-one. I think it looked like a double move backside.
Let's check it out a little bit. He gave him that little inside stem.
Yep.
Little
Boom.
And from there,
it's speed. And Caleb set up to a spot, and he let it ride.
I want to show y'all something, though. This is where Caleb Williams is at. Caleb Williams is at the 20 or the 15-yard line. Cool. This young man catches his football on the 20-yard line. I'm not that good with numbers. Don't mind me, that other yellow dot move. But that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65 yards in the air if I was in a straight line. He probably just threw that ball 70-some yards.
Close to 70 for sure. That,
to me, is like a tremendous amount of arm strength. And then having a plan because you can't throw this ball late. Like
no. He knew the coverage. He knew exactly the look they was getting. He made his drop, play action. He took one hitch, and he trusted his arm and got it out there.
When you throw a football like this, when do you know it's 6? Like, is it right now? Like, okay, got one.
Oh yeah, for sure. If I can set up right and get everything underneath the football, it's 6. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, you know, you don't want to overthrow the guy because you want to give him a shot. You know, lightly with the DB chasing him, it's gonna be pass interference if the receiver come back. So,
what you want to hop into this play? We got to play live, right? And this is something I think you do better than anybody in the NFL. And this is something I talked to Deshaun about, you know, when he's getting ready to make the decision to come to Cleveland, is how good of a job you do at just scheming up stuff like this. So what are you thinking here?
Well, a lot. You know, I was honestly, I was just revisiting this game. I was just watching this play yesterday, believe it or not. And so we're in what we call a J family set for us. So our J formations are what we call 1-by-3. So you see the tight ends up top, so he's the 1, and the 3 receivers down to this side. And what you're trying to do, and Deshaun knows this, what we're trying to do is make the play look like something and then it's not.
Yep.
And with Nick Chubb back there, we're under center in this formation. We're trying to make this look like wide zone football. So those initial steps for the defense should look like that. And then this is a max protection, so we're keeping Dave in up top and he's pass blocking. What's so interesting about this play is this protection is not, we don't want to test this protection, meaning this protection is not going to block up every type of pressure. And guess what? Here's Deshaun under center, and they're bringing a pressure into it. So first things first, he should look over the sideline and be like, hey, dude, don't call that in that pressure. But what do? You call plays thinking about players.
Okay.
And what happens on this play is our players make this work. And you'll see our guard here, in this case I think it's Wyatt, he pops out originally thinking he's going to go help Dave Njoku. Instead, he feels that pressure coming. He's able to come back. So now Deshaun has to navigate a loud pocket. We always talk about, hey, it'd be great to have a clean pocket every single time. That doesn't happen. So here's Deshaun navigating a clean pocket able to step up in that pocket and then deliver a ball to Elijah on really what amounts to a double move.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I saw the pressure. And usually on play action, we take about, 8 to 9 steps.
Yep.
I kind of quickened my steps up a little bit, stepped up in the pocket. And I think this game was the first game where it was super rainy. So for me, you see Elijah wide open, I don't want to overthrow him.
Right.
You're not going to miss a wide open guy like that. So I gave him a catchable ball, and, the rest is up to him.
That game, if you remember, it was a rain. There's snow globes. That was a rain globe.
For sure.
It was the craziest. I remember going back after pregame warm-up, going back into my office and grab my phone and looking at the radar. There was no rain.
None.
There's no rain except you walk out and it's raining
just
somehow.
Mist. Everything is just coming down.
That's the weather down on the lake. But just like you said, that ball was slippery. It was crazy throughout that entire game. Both teams had issues with that football, but
Definitely.
sometimes you get those guys open and you're like, dude, we know we're going to get 30-plus yards. Let's not overthrow them. Let's not underthrow them.
Most definitely.
There was a lot on tape that you did really well, and I want to kind of understand what we're thinking about in these plays that turn out so positive. Are you thinking you're actually going to get this pressure right here?
I mean, I knew we was going to get some type of pressure, but they bluffing, especially 39. It's man across the board. So, I mean, we got it picked up because we got 6 for 6. And I guess they're doing a pressure where wherever the line, I guess the center slide, that backer opposite comes.
Kind of like what the Vikings used to do.
Yeah, exactly.
When they used to have 55 and 54,
Yep.
and they'd always be communicating.
They play off the center. Whichever way the center slide, the opposite one goes to keep the back in.
It's really tough to, communicate who's the mic. And when they're calling mics, and when you guys when we're looking at it and you call them mics, kind of just telling the line where to go,
pretty much,
how to handle that situation.
Exactly.
But these defenders are so smart. You're calling it, they're reading it, they know what to do. They understand it.
They watch film, watch tape, they understand protection, so they got to do their job too. It's playing chess, and their job is to keep the back end so it's not another guy in space running a route.
You guys have run this concept a good bit, but how early, when you throw this football, do you know that you're going to throw this back shoulder, or is it just a feel thing?
It's a feel thing, but I kind of took a slow kind of drop to kind of fill it out, and once I felt that they were kind of locked up to each other, I just knew to just throw it back shoulder, just put it on this back shoulder.
And it's funny, when I see your feet like this, when I see your feet do this, I know the ball's going to come out good.
Why you say that?
Because watch how fast your front foot hits the ground.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of
You're
transitioning
right.
from getting to your base to your foot on the ground.
I'm not overstriding.
Not overstriding, your head's not coming up and down, your base stays consistent. I'm like, oh, we're good. I don't even have to see anymore. I know the ball's going to be exactly where you want it to be when you throw the ball like that. In this one, we get 1st and 10. We get Jerome Ford out here.
It's another play. Remember the last time we talked to Cincinnati?
Mm-hmm.
Once I see a certain look, I knew it was 6.
So that's what I was going to ask. Like, at what point did you know this was a touchdown? Because this is one of the times where you don't look nowhere else. You know where you're going with the football.
I know I'm going with the football.
Is this a linebacker out here with him?
Yeah, I think that's the Mike.
Yeah, oh, so it's a Mike versus your running back.
Yeah, and I'm going to take my running back.
He used to play receiver, right?
I think he did. I haven't seen no highlights.
He used to play receiver in high school.
Okay,
yeah, so he was a receiver. So you got Sluggo. You already know his curtain calls?
Yeah, I already knew. Once I see that and the safety is not hard over top.
I don't even think he get there. You got Harrison
exactly.
screaming right at him, right?
Exactly.
So this play is so cool to me because I think Kevin is a really good play call designer, and he does a good job here. He's going to occupy this safety here with Harrison Bryant. He's like on a vertical, right? Almost a stick nod, something outside, or is he just leaning right here?
Right. Nah, he's just leaning. Like basically just running through.
Just leaning.
Yeah.
DPJ's occupying here, and this slant and go
One-on-one.
is one-on-one. And you got to make a play right here, son. Number 2. I don't know if you could do it. Unfortunately, my boy, you were not able to do it on this occasion.
Not on this play. Yeah, good player though.
I knew you were gonna come say something positive about the young man. You know what I'm saying? Let me talk the trash. You know?
Got it. Yeah, so we got a little situation right here. I want to say this is the 4th quarter, either 2nd or 3rd down, but this was a play. So they were showing this pressure the whole game. So, every team kind of showed their flavor of what they're going to be like, in the first couple 3rd downs early in the game. So we saw this pressure earlier, and they were getting to us a
what
little
are you
bit.
seeing? Was this Buddha down in the box? Is that what you saw? That
Yeah,
really
so
let
you
know
got
what was going
Buddha,
on?
you got Buddha down in the box. You got both linebackers mugged up. I mean, they all across the board. And you got two corners pressed on the outside, safety leaning, and then you got the nickel kind of playing off. So I kind of figured, okay, cool. The safety's gonna lean. Either he's gonna bail back the two, or the safety gonna shoot the number one, and it's just straight man coverage, and they're gonna bring a little bit of pressure. But you can kind of sense it right here. So Buddha's playing around. So I max pro, because this is what we saw. Me and Coop actually drew this play up on the sideline. Like, we saw the pressure. Cool. Hey, Coop, we're going all vertical on this play. I'm gonna check it, max pro, in case they bring the pressure, and you just run past Buddha, because what they're doing is just trying to play, give me the slide of protection one way, and then they're gonna double Coop. But the whole time with Buddha, he's playing around too much, and Coop is running full speed. So I'm gonna take my man every single time. I knew it wasn't necessarily man on the field side, because nobody is over David. I want to say that's David, if I'm not mistaken, or it's Jordan Akins. I can't really tell who it is. Nobody's really eyeing him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, they got to be popping out. But I want the Max Pro and give Coop a chance, and that's what we did here. We Max Pro. They bailed out exactly what I thought they were going to do down to the fields, play two. And then up top, they were going to try to double Coop, and I just put the ball out there, and he made a great play.
So you're telling me you walked in the line of scrimmage, right? And the first thing you look at, you see this double mug, and then you see Buddha Baker walking down like this, right? So you see that, You're like, okay, something's funny. Then after that, you change Coop, and I think this is Tillman, right? What made you switch their position, one from outside and bring him into the slot, another one from the slot to outside? Like, what was that thought process?
So my thought process was, all right, cool. In case Coop is not open, I can step into it, because we got vertical over here. It's supposed to be a bender by number 2.
So you got this by number 2?
Yep, and then you got vertical on the outside. So I wanted to put Elijah in the slide and put Tillman a little bit, bigger body on a hole shot on the outside. But I want to put a little bit more, speed vertical on the inside to make that safety make a decision.
Okay.
Just in case, Coop is not open, now I have a play to the field.
So you swap them, boom, you got them in the right position. And then you take your eyes directly to Njoku, and you just notice that this is a D lineman here, and like, oh, okay, he definitely can't cover. That's all the things you're thinking about that fast?
Yeah, so you can see the two linebackers too, their eyes. A lot of times you got to find the tendencies of what the linebackers are going to do. What is their tendency? Are they playing man this way? Is he going to pop out and play man this way? So we haven't seen on film how they buff, double mug, and then pop out and still play man. So it's kind of like, all right, they're going to play some type of 2, because that's what they got us early in the game. So I just put that in my memory bank. And so when I kept seeing this on third down, I'm like, all right, I know exactly what they're going to do. What are they going to do in a gotta-have-it situation? And this is pretty much like the game was over, but it's pretty much this is their last chance. Once we made this play, the ball game was totally over. And I think it was like 10 minutes left. But they knew right there. They had to make this stop, and this is what they wanted to get to.
So we're going to hop right into it. You got an open formation. You got 2x2 detached.
Yep.
So what are you looking at right now? So we're starting early, and I think we missed the motion. So we start 3x1.
Correct.
And we're going to motion. Are you trying to pick up any information with that motion?
Yeah, so the motion is really seeing if the defense is going to unfold. Are they going to stay 2 high shell, or are they going to go 1 high shell? And right now they're showing that they're going 1 high. But usually when teams do that, especially late, sometimes they roll down, but, with this team, they kind of show and they bail back out to what they really want to show. If they were stand down, if it's man, obviously it's not man, the corners will be pressed. The boundary guys press because he's closest to the ball and he's in the boundary, so he can kind of disguise a little bit more. But the field guy and the nickel is pretty much going to show, all right, what is going to be, man or zone. So I'm thinking the zone, so I'm working down here in the boundary back to the field.
So as soon as you know it's zone coverage, you go boundary. Now the reason that I like this play, right, it reminded me so much of the things that I used to see from you before. This drop is really, really simple, right? But it's a drop that you did all the time coming down to Houston. And I think a lot of times you were waiting on Hop to run a route just like this, right? Correct. DPJ runs like a 5-step speed in right here. And you got to throw this thing right off of his ear. So it's the anticipation, this ability to put the ball on his chest. Who are you reading? And I'll take it to this behind the view. So who are you reading on this play?
So my eyes peak number 2. All right, where does the mic go? Does the mic go to the boundary, or do he flow with the back?
So when you see number 2 get wide?
Exactly. My eyes go straight back to, all right, where's 24? The will. Mm-hmm. So right when I'm getting the snap, I feel 2 go to the field. So now I'm working my read, my progression. Now I can high-low 24. And with Jordan, he's running pretty much a 5-yard sit route, and then DPJ is coming right behind the wheel. The wheel loses vision of DPJ, so he can't guard DPJ unless he just reading my eyes. So if I can kind of keep him on the outside like my shoulders was going, and then, just being a football player, reacting to where DPJ is going to be, I can keep my shoulders pretty much pointing at Akins and deliver the ball to DPJ.
Yeah, so when I see it, I really, really like it. Now, I'm going to be nitpicky here, right?
Of course.
I think that my job is always to be like, I think we can do this a little bit better. And what I mean by that is it's not that you threw a really good ball, right? All the things are on time. But I think that there's a level of it. I think when you're playing at the highest level, now you don't throw this ball after he beats him.
Correct.
You feel this leverage here now. And as soon as he realizes this ball's being thrown now, right? I think when you do that, you throw this ball now DPJ may be able to catch his sink and
he
really
can split the safeties and get on the side. And I definitely agree with that. I think even going back to my drop, though, is, all right, cool, I'll take my shuffle, but the extra bounce.
The extra hitch,
I don't
right?
need the extra hitch or bounce in my drop where I can anticipate it even more.
Yep, so off of that first hitch,
Exactly.
right? 1-step slide, 2-set reset.
So really right here, boom, slide, I can sit there. But that quick little second bounce is the difference between a 15, 16-yard play or a touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
And I think those are the details that I think people don't really look at enough. Is like just this extra hitch. It's not crazy.
Correct.
Ball should be out, and you just did an extra one, right? And that's the difference between that play. Maybe, I don't know if he's going to score, but he might get 6, 7 extra yards, right? Like all those yards are so valuable in an NFL game. Still a great play. It's just like, all right, we can still get better, right? Look, I was chasing greatness.
This is, to me, one of the biggest plays early in the game. But what do you see here?
So I see, let me see, as it's playing. So you got the safety off the hash up top to the field. So, you got 2 up there. And then you got this boundary safety who can play basic quarters. He's kind of on the tight end and what's coming off the edge, but usually he has that deep halves too. So, it looks like a cover 2 where the safety down here, or some people call it 6, where the safety can play 4 or 2, and now he's getting back. I think that's Gibson. He lost vision. But in this throw right here, this is a trust throw. Like, you're calling this play to take a shot. So when we have this play called and the coach call it, keep your eyes on the backside. And if you feel like you got to step on the backside runner, sometimes it's the corner, sometimes it's the safety, like in this situation. Then just, throw it to a spot, let your guy go get it. And then if they pick it off, cool, make the tackle. It's pretty much like a punt. So I think in this situation, this is a trust throw, and they probably saw it on film and on tape, and this is why they called it right when they got past the 50. It was a great catch by who was that?
Cole.
Yeah.
Georgia boy.
He did a heck job. You know it.
Yeah. So when I saw this, I saw the same thing as you, like that 2 high zone, looking like they're in half coverage. Now the interesting thing to me is just his play design. And I think I've seen you guys run something like this, where you run this bootleg here, right? So you're running bootleg away, but everything you got in terms of the passing concept with Kelsey on like that throwback, and then Cole on that deep vertical, like that's a really good option where we can high-low the safety, especially there in quarters. But I was I was shocked, right? I was shocked that Mahomes is confident enough to throw this football. And does his controller die? This doesn't make sense to me.
Now, fast,
right?
Did you think this is a pick? Like, he's right there for the ball. He just stopped. But it's crazy. I think when Pat did the fake, his eyes was probably on Gip the whole time. 31.
Yeah, no, he catches him.
Yeah, because he's to a spot and he throws it. Like, he don't even see him. I think he think that he got Travis. Like, all right, cool. I see the coverage. This is the coverage they're going to do. And Travis is going to take the safety, and we're going to throw it. We're just going to speed. My guy is faster than your guy.
That's crazy, because Travis came butt-ass open himself. Like, they had a plethora of
Yeah.
options.
Welcome to my favorite segment, Q4, where Deshaun Watson closes out the show with a list of top fours. This week's top four is who is the top four athletes turned entrepreneurs.
I'll say Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant is up there. We got the
That's it.
boardroom.
Yep. I like Kevin Durant.
He's in venture capital.
Yep.
He does some cool stuff.
And forgive me if I'm saying his last name wrong. Andre Iguodala?
Iggy.
Iggy.
Yeah.
Iggy for sure. Shout out to Iggy.
I think it's
My boy.
interesting that both them dudes both played in Golden
Won a-
State,
won a
Silicon
chip together.
Valley. You know what I'm saying? Had an
Yeah,
opportunity.
When I had the opportunity to talk with Iggy last summer in Austin at the Pros Week with David, we were talking about all that. You know what I'm saying? He was telling me, kind of giving me the background of like, he would go to practice early on, get his shots up, do his practice with the team, and then he's on the golf course.
I remember that conversation.
Yeah, and then he meet with these people
Yeah.
and these people. So like he was already working his move before like he even thought about retirement. So I think that was some great advice for sure. So I would say them two, Durant, Iggy. Guy that I'm a big soccer fan, David Beckham. You probably don't know, but I like.
I know that he's famous. I don't know about.
See, I mean, I knew that he was famous.
I know he's
obviously,
super
but
famous.
like the things that he's doing, I kind of watched like a little vlog or documentary of how he got Messi to come to Miami, and I think just all the things that he brought to his play. Obviously, Messi's gonna have his own. He's gonna brand whatever he brings. He can go anywhere, but like. The thing that he put around that team in Miami and the things that he's doing is definitely something that I like because maybe I'm biased because I'm a soccer fan.
Who's your last one?
My last one, we was talking about this earlier, Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp is doing phenomenal in business
Yeah,
right
I
now.
think he's doing a hell of a job.
He's killing it.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah. He does some things that I wouldn't do, but I think that everybody does. So I think that he's made a lot of money.
No, most definitely.
My list is a little different.
Who you got?
These are people that I have to have on my list. Shaq.
Shaq, yep.
Shaq is one of those dudes that every time he is on, like those commercials, he's getting equity in
No,
those
for
companies,
sure.
right? So I think that equity plays huge. I got Magic Johnson.
Okay, yep.
I think of Magic Johnson more of an entrepreneur than Jordan. I know Jordan got his line, right? That's bigger than anything else. Kobe? Kobe was, I think, like really turning up the volume on what
for
he was
sure.
on what he
Yeah.
was about to do entrepreneur wise. I'm not sure if he got there, but I gotta go LeBron.
LeBron, for sure.
LeBron is somebody who I
He's
see
making
with
boss
Spring
moves.
Hill.
Yep.
He's got the production company. He's doing a lot of different things. Another thing
He's
about
still doing his podcast stuff,
I don't
right?
know
At
if
the
they still do
barbershop?
it. I don't
I
know if
haven't
it's still
seen it
doing
in a while.
But the thing that makes him an entrepreneur to me is not just the fact that he started business, but he's put the people around him in positions to win.
Yeah.
Right? To me, that's so cool. Is the dude you came up
That's
with
major.
making sure that they have all the things that they need. And they're also talented dudes, but make sure that they get what they need. And then the last one, the last guy on my list. Let's not go guy. I'm going to go Serena Williams. Serena, she does some interesting stuff, right? Serena, she dibbles and dabbles in a lot of things. Worth about $250. She started a few different ventures, and then she has her own venture capital firm.
Yeah.
So
I like
all
that.
those things
I like
make
that
her, elite.
Most definitely.
Tave dog.
Hey, tap into the Lockerverse. Join us for exclusive content. Join the Dog Pound community. Look forward to seeing you subscribe, comment, like, do all that shit.